when his latest inability to govern, his latest attempt to ban people because of their religion, his latest attempt to use what he thinks is the power of the presidency to work up his dictatorial powers, immediately it went into court, into a federal court. The ink wasn't dry. Well, lawyers for this asshole, for Trump, argued in several courts today. You know, you don't have to go to the court where the ruling was handed down, in this case in Hawaii. You don't have to go to Hawaii and plead. You can go to any federal court. So that's what happened. Bannon sent out a whole goddamn army of these Nazi lawyers to go into various federal courts and argue that the president was merely exercising his power of national security. And that no element in the executive order that he signed today, no matter what your goddamn lying eyes tell you, no element could be construed as a religious test for travelers. It doesn't matter what you're reading. It doesn't matter what you're seeing. It doesn't matter what is. None of that shit matters when you're dealing with a dictator. The only thing that matters is what he says. Everything that comes from a dictator's mouth is irrefutable truth. It is like the direct voice of God speaking through this lump of shit that is Donald Trump. That's how he sees himself now. Because, he won the election. I won the election. I won, right? Eh? In the lawsuit that was brought by Hawaii's Attorney General, the judge who listened to what the Attorney General of Hawaii was saying, the judge was very skeptical of the bastard Trump's claim that past comments by Trump, that year and a half where he stood up there in front of the brain dead and just screamed about this and screamed about that and lock her up and all this other bullshit and about Mexican rapists and about Muslim terrorists and on and on. I'm going to build a wall. I'm going to fill my head with cement. I'm going to jump off the Empire State Building. All the bullshit that he came up with. See, that comes back to haunt you. How many times did your grandma tell you this when you were a kid? Be careful what you say. It's going to come back to haunt you. You can't get out. You remember what your grandma said. Maybe your mother. But in most clans, it's grandma, right? Grandma, who says, look, I'm older than your mom. I raised your mom. I have more experience. Listen to me. When you say shit, although grandma probably didn't say shit, when you say shit, you better be careful what you say because your words will hang out there until they can be used against you if you're talking trash. If you're speaking the truth, the sky will light up, angels will sing, little bluebirds will fly around, and tulips will bloom at your feet if you're speaking the truth. But if you're lying like Trump does, if you're a criminal like Trump is, if you're a fascist like Trump has morphed into, if you are a dictator like Trump wants to be, then your words come back and eat your ass alive. And that's what the judge in this case, Derrick Watson, that was more or less the point he made. You can't be telling me now, I'm paraphrasing, I wasn't in the courtroom, and I haven't read the transcript, but the judge is saying essentially to the lawyers for Trump, regarding the ruling, back up, Malloy. Regarding the second executive order Trump has tried to jam down this country's throat, the judge said, you can't come back now after all those months when you screamed about banning Muslims and condemning Muslims and tell me that the ruling, the second time you've tried to get this through, that it's not exactly, with couched terminology, what you said 16 months ago, 12 months ago, 10 months ago, 9, 8, 7. 6, 5, 4 yesterday. So take your Nazi lawyers and get the hell out of my courtroom. Because you're trying. You're trying again, Mr. Ass President, Mr. Freak, and it's not going to work. And, of course, now Trump is screaming to that crowd of white people in Tennessee. He's screaming now the same thing he screamed the first time. He's going all the way to the Supreme Court. We're going to win. We're going to win. No, you're not, asshole. You're going to lose over and over again. But go ahead, go to the Supreme Court. This is what governance has become under Republicans. If the Republicans had an ounce of respect for this Constitution that they're constantly slapping the shit out of the rest of us with, just like the Bible beaters will take their holy book and beat your ass bloody to try to get the point across to you that they're right, you're wrong. Well, these right-wing Republicans, they don't use the Bible. Sometimes they do. But they like to take the Constitution and just slap the shit out of you with it. Just bam, 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 bam. All right, boys, I'll tell you what. Take your Constitution, the document that your last president called a goddamn piece of paper. Take your Constitution, act like adults, put on your big boy pants, stand up, and get this fucker out of office. Impeach him. You already have 4 or 5 articles of impeachment that could be put together for high crimes and misdemeanors against this creep. Stop sitting there, you stinking Republicans, taking advantage of the psychotic moves by this president to advance your agenda. Put America first just once, Paul Ryan. Come on, Mitch McConnell, you slob. Put your country first just once. You never have before, you stinking Republicans. One time. Now, before this country slips into fascism where we can't get out.